Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about how to explain social anxiety to someone. Someone could be a relative, a friend, someone you have to work with, coworkers. Um, it could be just a person that you think is very outgoing or the exact opposite of you. So let's get into it. Before we dive too deep, I just want you to remember, and everyone to remember, that you can always rely on your loved ones for support. As long as you have identified a few of those people in your life that are like the rock for you, no judgment, motivation, happy and positive thoughts, they want good things for you. Don't forget that you can rely on those people. They would do nothing but support you. All right, so let's get into it. To explain that you have social anxiety to, let's say, an extrovert or someone who has no idea about what it is and what it means, what it does to a person, the first thing you want to consider doing is you want to make it as relatable as possible to that other person. No, everyone doesn't know what social anxiety is. Not everyone understands that, but everyone has experienced stress, some form of stress. Whether that leads to an abnormal amount of stress, showing up as anxiety or not is a different thing. Talk about the normal daily stresses with them. Have you ever experienced the stress of the loss of a loved one? That stress, it may translate into you then projecting fear onto your children or other loved ones because you feel like, I just lost a loved one. I've got to hold on to these tighter. It's that anxiety of the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen to the loved ones I have left because I just lost someone very special. So that's one way of making it relatable. Find something they have experienced and that they definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, can identify with. The second thing you can do is talk them through an entire scenario. I mean, talk to them as if you're going into a scene and you are experiencing social anxiety. Talk to them about all of your senses that you're feeling usually in those moments. Don't leave anything to the imagination. Talk about what you are mentally saying in your head to yourself. Talk about what's happening physically to you, the shortness of breath, and all of that. Talk about what you are hearing in the environment, what you are usually seeing at that time, you know, um, to get them to kind of understand what it is you might be going through when you have a social anxiety episode or attack or something. The next thing you can do is clear up any misconceptions that they might have about what social anxiety is. Many people believe that social anxiety is just being shy, or that person's just an introvert, or they just like to stay to themselves. Those things may be true, but they're not the same. Social anxiety is a mental health disorder, okay? And it has a lot to do with the patterns in your brain. A lot of the thought patterns that just automatically flood your brain in stressful situations. So when you're able to, you know, shoot down some of those misconceptions and educate them, hey, this is actually not the same. This is what shyness is. This is introversion. Social anxiety is a whole different ball game. All right. The fourth thing you can do is to let them know about the physical aspects that you experience with social anxiety. So, just to name a few, the profuse sweating. Maybe you're a type of person that blushes a lot. Trembling of like the hands or the legs, nausea that you may experience, heart palpitations, shortness of breath, having to make multiple trips to the bathroom. How it just completely jacks up your digestive system, completely messes up your ability to think clearly and coherently, completely messes up your ability to communicate clearly and concisely and effectively. All of these things, and that's not, there's many, many more, of course, but explaining to them what it is that you're feeling physically when these things happen may give them a sense that, okay, this might be anxiety, to the 10th power or something. It gives them a little bit of perspective. Number 5, share with them some of the things that you have done in the past or are currently doing to manage your social anxiety. You may be researching, you may have come across certain articles that talk about it, um, that talk about good ways to manage the anxiety. You may talk about any medicines that you have tried or supplements that you've taken, any therapy or counseling or, mental health stuff that you've done, any dieting, exercise, yoga, meditation, you name it all. You all know all those things you've tried, okay? Talk to them about that. These are the things that I currently do to manage just to stay okay. And when confronted or when introduced into a social setting, not completely freak out because it's still there, but not to the level of I'm not able to do anything or participate in this at all. So, if you are dealing with someone, let's say on a romantic level, you're dating, or you're dealing with family members or someone who you respect and trust that's a coworker, um, and you want to start to talk to them and explain to them what social anxiety is because you feel like they don't get it. They may be aware of it. You may have let them know that you have this issue, or they may have seen symptoms of this issue, and you're looking for a way to explain what it is. Do those things. Make it relatable. Take them through an entire example or scenario with all your five senses involved. Clear up any misconceptions they may have that social anxiety is not just shyness, it's not just introversion. And, let them know about the physical symptoms that you experience and some of the things that you've tried that you're currently trying to manage it all. And for a reasonable person, once you talk to them about these few points, these few things, they'll start to have a better understanding. They may not ever truly know unless they've experienced it themselves, but they can have an idea. And you can also, in doing that, communicate the fact that this is not something that comes and goes. It's something that's with you until you completely nip it in the bud, which we will get to, in more videos in this channel. But any reasonable person would respect um, that you're trying to educate them about a mental illness that you are suffering with and that you are taking strides to overcome. So if you have any questions, you guys, please feel free to um, put down a question or a comment or whatever in the comment section, and you can also email me at any time. Again, this is Stephanie, the the social anxiety expert. And until next time.